Hey, Gavax here. Welcome to Market Monday. A lot of things to go through. We've talked about Series 3. We're going to talk about more. We're going to wrap up our thoughts on most feared, talk about 50. But first, let's talk about Team of the Week coming tomorrow. Tracy Porter is one of the heroes, one of the limiteds teased tonight over on the Twitter. Overall, a solid card, nothing spectacular. Press a little bit low if you ever run any man press. Zone coverage, 86. You know, you can power up, get him over 90. Then he's fine in zone. Man coverage, same way. The press is the only thing that's a little low. The speed is fine. It's pretty cromulent for corners right now. Nothing crazy. He is good on a theme team, too. For the theme teams that he gets, right, he's just better there. Porter gets New Orleans, Denver, Oakland, Washington, and Chicago. So on quite a bit of theme teams. Obviously, America wants Joey Porter more than Tracy Porter, even though he goes on like a million different theme teams. It's all Steelers, baby. It's always been Steelers, baby. Let's talk about the second one before we get into the sponsor. The second team of the week and the thick of the video, the kind of the important part of the video of how to like prep, how to make coins, what's going on right now with the MUT market. Corey Dillon. That's all I got to say about that. Theme team, Cincinnati, New England. One of the greatest running backs of all time, highly underrated. And yeah, it's gonna suck in MUT. Did I say muck? Let's get out of the muck and into rock bottom.
Rock Bottom Coins is the number one
Nailed
place
it.
to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off.
All right, so the biggest thing going on this week is the series turnover. What can you expect with series turnovers? Well, let's look at Series 2. It happened September 25th. And before we get into kind of like what to expect with Series 3, as a lot of you already know this, I want to go through, let's, you know what? I think it's going to lead into beautifully the illustration I want to do with some graphs. All right, so your series trophies will convert over. So from if you got 100 or 1,000 Series 2 trophies, will convert into 50% of that, or 500 of those. They'll get level rewards. Expect pretty similar level rewards. 91 to 92 overall power pass. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Some exclusive store offers, some more power-up passes along the way, potentially. Players, Master Sam Mills will go up to probably 96 overall. Level Master will go up. Your team captain. One thing I definitely recommend taking a look at, if you haven't already, if you haven't maxed out your team captain, probably get those Series 2 tokens for your team captain. There's a little tip before we go into Series 3. It gives you an extra theme team for your guy. We'll probably get Team Builders 2 or Team Builders 3, right? So, like, we have these Team Builders, and I want to talk about, something else you should do. MUT Master, of course, Series 2 completion. Get your 100K there. So I just kind of want to go through all the things you should really wrap up and think about wrapping up before we move on to the next one. Get your head-to-heads done. You can't scumbag through, sadly, you can't scumbag through qualifications. I don't know if they actually do separate ladders anymore. I played some goons in qualifications. So yeah, I don't know if they do qualifications anymore versus just throw you onto the regular head-to-head ladder. So that might not be a scumbag method this year, sadly. But let me know what your experience. Let me talk about weekly qualifications. I'll go through this a little bit more instead of just assuming you know what I know. Weekly qualifications were great last year. You can't do them this week because Weekend League's open, but it was great last year because you used to play like random people on the ladder, and it'd be always like bad players, and those it'd be like the average player in Madden, right? So you'd like massacre them, and they quit after a few plays. You get easy head-to-head wins. But this year when I play the knockout tournament, I basically play the same people that I play in head-to-head seasons, which leads me to believe knockout tournament and head-to-head seasons are tied into each other this year and not a separate thing, which kind of sucks. I don't really like that at all. But yeah, definitely your other things you need to do for your MUT dedication. Series 2 multiplayer. I got 128 multiplayer wins. I don't know. I guess I don't play as much as a lot of other people in head-to-head. 128 wins. But some people have more, some people have less. Nobody should judge people where they're at in life, because that's rude. That is totally rude. Team Affinity. We'll be getting Team Builders Series 3, I would assume. 88 overall, most likely. Makes sense to me. Team Affinity standouts, maybe down the road. Oh, I also want to go through and show. There was something blurred out. We might get something else besides for team standouts. I think I have it in my Twitch DMs still. No, dang it, I don't. Where'd it go? Yeah, darn it. Okay, I forgot where it was. Maybe they put it in Twitch chat, but there was something blurred out, like right above my head somewhere in here on the EA screen in a teaser. So we might get into something else. Maybe that's coming down the road, but I would assume we get Team Builders again, because Team Diamonds, I don't think we'll get that again till probably, when did we get it last year? February, January? I wouldn't worry about Team Diamonds. Would be really cool, though. Would be really neat to get that. Team Standouts, Series 2. We'll see. I don't know if they'll continue this in Series 3 or not. I would assume so, but that might not be for a few weeks into Series 3. Who knows? They can do anything with that. That's not really anything I want to invest in right now at the moment, because investing in cards is a bad idea. Because let's take a look at this Series 2 information after the Team Builders. Whoops, sorry, that popped up. After the Team Builders where the Series Reduxes, it's all limited up until Team of the Week. Watt's getting Redux, so after that it's not. Sets. So the 87 to 88 overall exchange, trade 3 times elite players. You're like, oh shit, we're going to get some elite players. Maybe it'll be like an 87 to 89, 90 overall exchange. That's going to be great, right? Well, at last set, let's say you invested in 85s, and it was tough because, maybe you thought it was a good idea, and it could have been, right? It was not bad, but let's take a look. So this happened. Let's take a look at history, what happened. September 25th, as you see right here, is a changeover. Let's look at an 85 Stefan Diggs. I would say his name wrong. I don't even know why I bring him up. But anyways, look what happened about September 25th. He was up, and then the 27th, a couple days later, 25K. He basically got split in half, like a stock split, except these are actual prices. There was no split. There was no doubling of the digs. This isn't Doug Trio. There's not more than one of him. So anyways, Pokemon cards are going up a lot. That's kind of a good investment, isn't it? Right? Buy it, because other people are going to buy it more. But anyways, so the series changeover happened. Crash happened, because pack odds got increased greatly. Legends came out. I think a good legend weekend happened that weekend too. A lot of packs were pulled. Market crash. So that's kind of what we're looking at, right? That's why I've been talking about, should I sell my team? I was thinking about it. I'm not sure I want to yet, because I'll just be buying back the same cards again. But yeah, so even 85s that went into this exchange set, they stayed okay for a day maybe, but then they just freaking crashed on the 27th at the exchange the turnover. So, oh man, even though it went into a new exchange set, they crashed. So I don't necessarily recommend investing in 87s, because the pack odds decrease them so much. So we always expect a crash. But you're like, okay, so the market's gonna crash. Yeah, sell off my squad. That's on you, man. Do what you want to do. I'll never tell you what to do. I just kind of give you the guidance. Challenges, we got, level challenges, team builder challenges, missions, cool online games. But the biggest thing is, I want to go back to the power-up pass. I want to go another graph. Now, you saw the graph for Diggs. Crash. Now, let's reverse that and be like, well, okay, if that went down, what went up? Well, power pass is coming to the game. Okay, so what went up? Whose graph do you think this is, right? You can't see it on the screen. I'll give you 5 seconds. I'll give you 10 seconds to get your big, stinking, ugly ass out of here. 10, 9. It was Cooks. It's Cooks. It's Brandon Cooks. Okay? So on the same date, he skyrocketed with the changeover. Okay? He went from 13, 14K to 100K. Insane, right? So, Brandon Cooks, who was the best, by far the best receiver in MUD at the time, skyrocketed. Now let's go look at maybe we can go some power-ups that might go up in price. Who do we want to look for? So I filtered 91 to 92, which we assume the power-up's going to be, because last year in Series 3, it was a 91 to 92 power-up pass. So we went power-up, yes. And I filtered by most pricey. Now Saquon Barkley is not getting reduxed. You will be able to power-up pass him, though. Are there enough Giant fans out there that will care, okay? Devin McCourty not getting redux either. These two are going to stay high. So you're looking at them, you're like, well, it's a running back and a free safety. Are those traditionally loved positions in MUT? For investment purposes, not really, and kinda, depending on it. McCourty's not really one of those names, though, right? McCourty, this card is phenomenal. This card plays amazing for me. Saquon Barkley is a name. So, you look through this whole thing, and you go through the high-priced 92s that people are going to want to use power passes on. You're like, right tackle. Everybody throw your head back and laugh. Offensive linemen don't matter. This game's awful for it. And Micah Hyde, I would not do Micah Hyde 91 overall. I wouldn't invest in him. I mean, if the thing is like, okay, I'm saying not invest, but it's a good idea to, I would say, spread yourself thin, right? I would go, not, I mean, generally when you say spread yourself thin is a bad thing because like you're overworking. But in this sense, spread yourself thin is diversify your investments. Isn't that sounding so much more safe and fun and like, yes, I'm being a responsible adult? So like, do you see the number of amazing 91 and 92 overall cards that you can power up pass? Now, if they come out with just the 91 overall power up pass and they screw us on the 92, a lot of this thing is going to crash, right? You're going to take a huge fucking L if you invest in the 92s. I think it's going to be 91 and 92. I assume it's going to be. It was that way last year. It's been pretty consistent this year with the same power up passes. So diversify yourself, guys. Down to even Cromartie is, although, what's his power? His power up. His power comes out of, yeah, oof. Not one to invest in, okay? Not one at all. But it's a good idea to kind of look through some of these ones. Julio, okay, so who's the best receiver in MUT right now? Julio Jones is up there, and I think Darren Waller is up there for a pass catcher. Sanders is beautiful. Humphrey, I don't really love Humphrey. Diggs is great too. We'll look at Diggs. Cooper, I wouldn't even put him close to it. He's just expensive because he's limited. He's getting a redux, so he'll fall in price. Bo Jackson? He's only a 91, though. Not as sexy as power passing a 92. Much sexier. Wait, who's my guy right now? My best receiver, Mutt, right? Cooks went up. Terry McLaurin. All right, what's your power up at? Turning at 16K. Not a bad price. Julio Jones, what's your power up at? 9K. Not a bad price for Julio, too. He's a big name, also. Julio's a huge name. Julio's my number 2 in the game. Waller, is your power up crazy? 27K for the best tight end. Like, I think, like, if we're talking fantasy football, if we talk fantasy football points, right? It's about replacement value. That's why even though quarterbacks score more points in fantasy football, running backs are more wanted because of replacement value. Darren Waller is significantly better than every other tight end in game, okay? Than any receiver, like McLaurin and Julio are better than other receivers in game. So when I look at Waller, I'm looking at a guy at 25K. I think I'm going to take that. I think it's good, right? 25K, I'm going to go in for it. I'm going to dip into this Waller stock a little bit. Now, maybe his price goes down if people pull packs this week, but you know what? F it. I'm going to grab like 3 of them. So I think it's not a bad choice. It's maybe okay, but I was surprised with how much Cook went up last. Like when I looked at that, I think I ended up having to go and grab a power up for another card. But I'm going to take it at 30. Potentially goes up to Cook territory. Maybe not. But, that's the risk of investing. So I invested a couple at, 29K instead of 27. This is already up 14% today. So other people are kind of on this, it looks like. Diggs. What's Diggs' power up at? 3K. Diggs isn't really sexy, though. I don't know. I like Diggs, but I kind of don't. So I think Diggs is not a bad idea to have a couple of, but it isn't anything that I say, like, go ham for. Okay? Like I say, diversify yourself. So that way, there's just so many Diggs, and I don't think people are going to power past him as much as they will the guys with better, McLaurin, Julio, Waller. But he is 3.2K, so even if he spikes up just a barely enough, you can make some coins off him. So I'll grab a couple of him too. Invest in some Diggs for that power up pass. Of course, we'll probably get maybe another 89-90 power up pass, so might not be a bad idea to circle around to the best 89-90s to power up pass that we have had in the past also. So that's one thing. What else do I have on my list? A lot of stuff. I think solos, Series 2 trophies. Did I go through trophies at all? I think I went through trophies. I'll do some of them for you. This is what you got to do with them. But yeah, market crash. All teams are going to go those cards. Most feared. Let's talk about most feared as I'm converting some of my trophies over. I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. Overall, my feeling about most feared, the packs were ass, sadly. So that subtracts a whole point, right? I really like what they did with house rules. Although the house rules, a lot of it was kind of like horrible, especially with the morph stuff. Made the gameplay terrible. But because these things get cut and pack. When I choose the red zone packs over the touchdown packs because of the better ratio, 85 for 25K is better than 175 for 50K. You can just do the simple math yourself. So, I like when they do the house rules. There was a lot of them, right? I really enjoy house rules. I think it's the best mode in MUT. Let's take the quick sell. We're not going to take red zone packs. The thing is, I didn't like, we had late content for Halloween. That was annoying. We got it today, which is Thanksgiving season. I don't know why we're getting Halloween content. I don't know. Maybe Madden wants to be more like Pokemon with the abilities. Now they're putting in more content for Slowpoke, right? It's just all so far behind. Cards I thought were solid overall. There's some top-end cards, some mid-end, some really good budget options. That Riggs was phenomenal, I thought. Ruggs. Did I say Riggs? Ruggs with the speed of the wide receiver right there, because that's, just glitchy as hell. So, I thought there was a great job overall between, the card choices. Getting a Palomalo is nice. There was a good selection of cards throughout that. Yeah, overall, it could have been better, but I think it's been the best, most feared content. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me here. Best, most feared content in probably about 3 or 4 years now, right? Because they did the same old tired-ass, enraging last few years. I was like, this is stupid. This is sick. I'm over it. So they put in house rules, which I thought was a great idea and the best way of doing it. And then, so it's kind of nice. I like it that they didn't morph. And we still got some really cool cards. Some really nice options. So, who knows what we'll see with the Thanksgiving promo. I will do a video on who you should do with your free stacked player, right? Because we got the solos. We know it's going to be a week 1 through 7 stacked player. Once they reveal who the final stacked players are, which I'll show you why we know it's going to be a challenges. Once you get it done, I'll show it to you. Your weekly 50 and the milestones. So it says NAD stack player weeks 1 through 7. Because I would imagine the first team cards, aka the ones starting week 7, are going to be better than the first 6 weeks. So it's almost like if I do a video now on what stack player you should get, it might just be the number 4 guy you should get. And the top 3 you'll actually need to know of because you're going to choose one. So the NAT stack player weeks 1 through 7, that's going to wait that video till Friday. I'll do something with that and put that out, which stack players to get for your teams. Obviously, every team differs, but it is what it is. Yeah, so that's kind of what I thought. Halloween content overall. I thought it was really cool, this escape from Castle Jakenstein. It was a nice change up, something we don't really see a whole lot. They also gave us the Boneyard Brawl. I thought rewards, you could get a free 92 overall card by getting a couple 90 overalls, plus the escape from Castle Jakenstein guys. Not a fan of them not giving us the James Harrison that they teased. The actual Jakenstein's monster. That would have been kind of cool. It was like a cherry on top, one final 92 or 93 overall card right there. Probably 92 with a power up then. There you go. That's the Market Monday. Go look at past Market Mondays for the coin making stuff. We still talk about the team affinities. Those kind of sets still are probably turning out some coin profit. I haven't looked at them lately though, but they're there still from previous weeks. So just wanted to kind of make you aware of that. But there you go. Ooh, got a red zone pack or quick sell. I gotta choose that one too. Let's see if we can get something big in this one. Hey, 25K, super sweet. Omega low. All right, I will see you guys later. Let me know if you have any questions, but here's Team of the Week again. An uninspired running back and a not Joey Porter. Till we meet again.